Tonight on Bay News, we bring you stories on technology from communities around South Florida.
Our education system is going digital.
Women are fighting for careers in computer science.
And senior citizens are going back to school.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Bay News, Bridging the Digital Divide. I'm Arthur Spence.
And I'm Christina Coronel. At a time when sending a message around the world happens in an instant, it's hard to imagine our lives without smartphones and a fast internet connection. Unfortunately, this is not the case for everyone. These new technologies have created a digital divide, a gap separating those who have quick and easy access to technology and those who don't.
During the next 30 minutes, we'll be bringing you coverage from around South Florida, a region where the digital divide exists even as new forms of communication are shaping the future. From seniors learning the basics of computing to doctors using the internet to stay in touch with patients. These are stories about the people and communities working to build a bridge across the digital divide.
Technology is changing the way students are being taught in school. Our education system is going digital by making the technology a part of the learning experience. Azita Rodriguez reports on how schools are turning blackboards into smartboards.
Schools in Miami-Dade are using technology in their classrooms to help educate and better prepare students for their futures. On November 6, 2012, voters decided on the $1.2 billion general obligation bond referendum. This bond allowed public schools to focus on modernizing and improving public schools. Christy Reinhardt is a teacher at David Lawrence Jr. K-8, where students have access to desktops, laptops, tablets, smartphones, clickers, and smart boards.
They have some control over their learning, and that's what 21st century learning is all about, is making them the leader in their own learning adventure.
Students can bring their own devices to school. Rolly Eisern, an 8th grader, will sometimes use his phone for interactive educational games. Students are also allowed to take tablets and laptops home if necessary.
My favorite thing would be the tablet because not only you have hands-on, it's easier to use and quicker sometimes. They have better battery life than the laptop sometimes.
When students check out a device to take home, it is of no cost to the student. Dr. Welker, principal of MAST at FIU, emphasizes the benefits of technology use in schools.
And allows students to research and to explore in areas that heretofore they never had an opportunity. It also provides an equalizing factor for students. Regardless of economic background, ethnicity, or language, they now have an opportunity to work at parity with their peers and even extend beyond their peers because of the power of technology.
Miami Country Day is a private school where students are equipped with laptops and tablets on a daily basis. Karen Davis is a broadcast teacher at the school. In her class, students have access to a studio, cameras, 25 iMac lap desktops, a control room, and much more.
These are skills that are not just for getting into a university. These are skills that our students are going to carry with them for the rest of their lives. There's no turning back on digital natives.
Sophia Lopez is a sophomore. She highlights how Country Day students work and take notes on their devices every day.
My public school friends, they're allowed to bring in their computer if they want to. If they don't want to, they're allowed to take notes however they want to take notes. At our school, we're kind of expected to have our notes on the computer, and it's hard if you don't have a computer because everything is done through the computer.
Schools across Miami-Dade County are implementing the use of technology to enhance that learning experience and to better bridge that gap between those with access to technology and those without. In Miami, I'm Azita Rodriguez for Bay News.
Thank you, Azita. According to the U.S. Department of Education, only 16% of American high school seniors are interested in a career in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. President Obama has included in the fiscal year 2015 budget several investments designed to improve STEM subjects, which includes $170 million in new funding that will help to train the next generation of innovators. But MAST at FIU Biscayne Bay campus is ahead of the game. They are rated one of the top high schools in the nation for STEM education. We now turn to Arthur, who is joined by some special guests to discuss the value of STEM education and how schools are adapting to teach technology.
Today we are joined by Dr. Matthew Welker, principal at MAST at FIU, and students Andres Martinez and Jason Kenny to discuss STEM education and technology. Dr. Welker, it's to my knowledge that you guys just recently received a grant for the 2015 STEM Excellence Award. Can you explain to me what that entails?
Yes, the STEM Excellence Award was a national award that was given to schools based upon their involvement in STEM education and technology. We were in the running against well over 300 schools. We were among 3 finalists, 1 in the state of Florida, and we won based upon the innovation that we bring to STEM education and the partnership that we have with Florida International University.
Okay. And it's to my knowledge that there's no set curriculum for STEM across the state of Florida. So with that may leave some room for inconsistencies. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, there are certification requirements for all teachers in the state of Florida. That's pretty much true throughout the nation. There's also a consortium of science, technology, education, and mathematicians who publish guidelines relative to STEM education. We also develop honors and advanced placement courses, all of which have end of course or national exams, as in the case of advanced placement through the College Board. We also are involved in dual enrollment education with Florida International University, and the university has its own set of standards that are associated with the curricula and the examinations that are provided.
So Andres, you spend a lot of time with your hands in the STEM program. Can you explain to me what you do exactly?
Yeah, actually here at MAST we get a lot of hands-on opportunities and such, building robots, coding sometimes, and just really working on the whole STEM overall. I'm more of a hands-on type of guy, so as far as building robots and such, I assemble it, but Jason here does more of the coding.
All right, Jason, what role do you play in this?
Okay, I am the 3D modeler and designer for the robot. So right now I'm working on the FRC robot for Recycle Rush. I'm designing it in 3D, making sure that everything works, getting some down with the physics that are there, such as, whether or not the motor will be strong enough to do the action that we need.
Okay, so would you guys say that you're like the brains behind it and you're like the brawn?
Yeah, sort of. It's like the architect and the engineer, really.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have our team of munchkins.
Yeah.
Help us out.
We do have 11 other kids on the team.
Okay, and do they do the same thing, or are they like...
Everyone really specializes in their own interests. So if you got an interest in something, you're more than welcome to follow it. And we really work as a team overall.
Yeah.
So I understand that you guys have a competition coming up. Can you guys tell me a little bit about that?
Okay, so the competition that we have coming up in March is Recycle Rush. What we do is the robot that we are building acts sort of like a forklift. One of the few deviations off of the basic forklift design, of course, is we do not have an actual operator in the robot. We operate the robot either through autonomous mode or through telecommunication, which is where we're controlling it with like a little joystick,
Okay. And do you have anything to add to that?
We're just really excited to get on with the project and really start for the competition.
So Dr. Welker, there seems to be a lot of excitement brewing around the MAST Academy at FIU. Can you tell me what that's about?
Absolutely. Coming off of our STEM Excellence Award win, we've been contacted by a lot of companies and businesses to get involved with what we're doing. And most recently, we're contacted by the Go Green company along with Florida Power and Light to be involved in the construction of an electronic car that we're going to build here on campus, and then ultimately, in the middle of March, we'll be racing on the streets of Miami.
Can you go into more detail about this car that you're building?
Well, it's a kit car. This is an international program. It's going to be visiting 5 cities. They just left Buenos Aires. They're coming to us, and they'll visit London, Berlin, and I think Paris, one of the other cities involved. And they have students who construct the cars and student drivers, and they're all the same car. So the car efficiency develops on their creativity and innovation and how they construct the car and the gearing in the car and their ability to drive it efficiently and effectively. So it's a lot of fun for them because they actually get their hands on something that's going to be raced. And number 2, it really provides a national spotlight for what we're doing and certainly the partnership that we have with Florida International. We're also partnering with the School of Journalism once again on this issue. So it's going to be very exciting for everybody involved.
One last question. What do you guys want to do when you grow up?
I'd like to actually be a marine engineer. I have a fond love for the ocean as well as engineering and mathematics and such. So.
Okay. And Jason?
I would like to be a roboticist when I grow up, specializing in human robotics, because I think that robots in the future can help us with jobs such as nurses and assisting us around both the workplace and at home.
Okay. I want to thank Dr. Welker and Andres and Jason for coming out and talking to us today. And I want to pass it back to Christina in the studio.
Thanks, Arthur. After the break, we bring you the story of how one community is struggling to connect. Stay tuned.
FIU is Miami's first and only public research university. Since 1965, FIU has been an anchor institution in Miami-Dade, and yes, we are over 200,000 graduates strong. We're on the cusp of doing even greater things. Our proposed expansion will enhance our ability to create new jobs for the South Florida economy and produce greater new student talent like me. This initiative is important to our community because FIU's success is also our community's success.
Welcome back. In the 21st century, access to the internet is increasingly seen as a right, not a privilege. The Federal Communications Commission has announced that they want to start regulating the internet under the same laws as electricity, water, and phone service. In South Florida, many residents are fighting to keep up with the changes in technology. Our reporter, Carolina Powell, brings us to the story of how one community is struggling to get connected.
Even in a modern city like Miami, where it seems like everybody is online, there are still communities where access to internet and technology is a huge issue. Liberty City is a neighborhood where many families live in poverty, and only 30% of residents have access to the internet.
Here at Northwestern Senior High School in Liberty City, leaders have come together to make a difference, and technology is playing a key role.
It is called the Education Effect, a collaboration between J.P. Morgan, Florida International University, and the high school. Its goal is to address the technological, social, and educational needs of the community.
Students have limited access to the internet at home. And so the opportunities to do research for assignments, to complete virtual school, which is a requirement to graduate from high school, even just for generally working on assignments, looking for opportunities, they're being cut out of that space.
John Gamble, a senior at Northwestern Senior High School, used to linger around the community in order to find Wi-Fi and keep up with his classes.
Facing a lot of obstacles without having laptops or anything like that. It's like kind of complicated because you have to at least find an available laptop that's either used at my school or at a local public library.
The digital divide is a pressing issue. We know that many of our students and families don't have access to the internet, and that this is a critical component to 21st century skills to be competitive both locally and globally.
Officials from Miami-Dade Public Schools explained that the district has been actively updating their technological equipment.
We ordered close to 11,000 whiteboards and installed them in the classrooms to expose students to technology so that they can become familiar to some of the world of resources that are out there, as well as ordering thousands upon thousands of individual technology devices for students to take home with them.
Many efforts have been made in Liberty City to help close the gap between technology and low-income communities. Eric Thompson, who runs a computer lab in Liberty Square, believes there is a deeper problem.
The school board is heading to this technology stage, and you have the population who is still trying to catch up. So you're giving them the laptop and you're giving them a flash drive and a jump drive and say go home and do your homework. It's not really serving the purpose because the kids cannot use it in Liberty City. So that's the problem we keep having.
Liberty Square access to the Liberty Square Computer Center has helped me a lot in my daily life because I do have a computer, but I don't have access to the internet.
Residents and educators hope that this agreement will bring them more opportunities in the future. This is Carolina Powell with Bay News.
Thank you, Carolina. Be sure to check out our website, baynews.tv, for a web extra on how one student's lack of internet connection at home won't keep him from excelling in school.
We turn now to an important and deeply personal issue that affects all of us, our medical history. In the medical field, paper records are becoming a thing of the past. Starting this year, the federal government began penalizing medical offices that do not digitize patient files. However, many doctors are skeptical as to whether or not going digital is the right choice. What used to be a sea of paper files is now software that stores anything from lab test results to billing information. Doctors can digitize medical records, giving patients the option of viewing their own records on secure portals. Although this approach has been around for more than 30 years, it has only been widely implemented in the last 10. According to US Today, federal statistics show 78% of office-based physicians used electronic health records in 2013, up from 18% in 2001. While this new technology will eventually replace paper charts altogether, some doctors are skeptical about the bedside manners. Dr. Joanne Kundal explains that there are still some drawbacks to going digital.
The most challenging thing is turning my back on my patients. I'm used to talking to my patients during the exam, and now I have to turn my back and do the data entry.
Kundal agrees that the future of medical industry is digital. While doctors have faced challenges adapting to the technology, they have still managed to embrace it. As a result, doctors and patients alike now have instant access to health records anywhere, at any time. To learn more about the safety of our health records and how to keep your data secure, visit baynews.tv.
The digital divide is not exclusive to certain communities. It also applies to gender. The most recent study from the U.S. Department of Commerce revealed that women only hold 27% of all computer science jobs, and that number isn't growing. Careers in coding for women are uncommon, but programs like Girl Develop It encourage women to pursue careers in computer science. Alina Diaz has the details on how this program is helping women stand out in the technological world.
By 2020, there will be an estimated 1.2 million job openings for computer specialists. However, major challenges for women entering this field still remain. According to recent surveys, 3 out of 25 computer science graduates are women. Only 12% of women graduates have computer science degrees. In 1984, women represented 37% of computer science graduates, but by 2012, this number had dropped to 12%. Florida International University's Professor Susan Jacobson is active in the field of technology and shares her insight on why this divide is happening.
I think that coding probably on some level is going to become sort of a universal form of communication. For a long time, technology was very much a male-dominated domain. Taking specific steps to bring more women in will help counterbalance that a little bit and just will increase the opportunities for women.
Girl Develop It, among other groups, is trying to bridge this gap, and Ibis Arastia explains the motion behind the movement.
Girl Develop is national, and it's really all these cities at the same time creating this big movement of women into IT. We have all these training options so that they could pick what kind of training they want to do in their career and decide which direction to go to.
Some students get involved with Girl Develop It as it is a more affordable alternative than a college degree.
I'm currently registered at a college for computer science, but because of finances, I haven't been able to get back.
Prices for classes vary and also certify you.
It ranges, like it depends if it's like a single day course. I've seen them as low as maybe $25, and this one is 4 courses, so it ranges to $90. They're certified through the Board of Education. It's something that you can legitimately put on your resume that you know.
Girl Develop It has inspired women to take initiative in moving forward in a technology career.
I got to meet a lot of amazing, inspirational ladies, notably Ibis, who was just amazing. Right from the first moment, she said to us, "I'm here for you to learn. Just contact me if you don't understand anything," because obviously coding is like a new language, so you're learning something from scratch. And I really got into the whole world, and it's really been a springboard for me to launch a whole different direction in my career.
Don't be fooled, however, Girl Develop It is not exclusive just to women. Males like Dario Fernandez are welcome to enroll in their classes as well.
I haven't done it in a long time and I wanted to start learning again, so I decided to do it. There aren't enough programmers out there, so there's lots of jobs. It teaches you how to think properly. This changes the way you think.
Girl Develop It is one of the few female-oriented clubs in South Florida. With growing interest, more clubs are coming here soon. If you want more information for all coding classes, check out our website. For Bay News, I'm Alina Diaz.
Thank you, Alina. Check out baynews.tv for a web extra on more voices from women who code coming up. We take a look on how small businesses are trying to stay relevant through social media. Stay tuned.
Florida International University is Miami's first and only public research university. Since 1965, FIU has been an anchor institution in Miami-Dade, and we are a top 10 employer in the county. FIU is a public institution that engages in problem-solving research and prepares our graduates with the skills they need to compete. We are 200,000 graduates strong. Our alumni not only get good jobs, but create good jobs. FIU's success is also our community's success.
Welcome back to Bay News. I'm Christina Cornell. Look around you. Everywhere you turn, people are on their phones, not just talking, but living their lives. What started as a way to communicate is now clearly a cultural obsession. According to the Pew Research Center, 90% of Americans own a cell phone. Of those, 68% use their phones to access the internet, 50% download apps on their phones, and 48% use their phones to listen to music. The digital age continues to evolve, but our relationship with technology is never simple.
I think phones have made communication more of a hassle.
I'm always on Instagram, either Instagram or Facebook, or I have a blog, so I'm always blogging. But yeah, keeping up with celebrity news.
The usual, checking Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just to keep updated with what's going on, especially since we're in this big world of journalism. I need to really stay up to date on that.
There's now an app that will tell you just how bad your addiction to your phone really is. It's called The Moment. It's an app that is easily downloaded onto your mobile phone and tracks how much time you spend on it. Cell phone users are becoming more aware of their dependence on digital technology. No longer limited to verbal communication, mobile phones offer us the same portability computers were invented to have, right at our fingertips. We asked students to download the Moment app to track how much time they spend on their cell phones each day. Check out the results at baynews.tv. They might surprise you.
Social media is no longer just for posting selfies and scrolling through tweets. Small businesses are jumping on the cultural bandwagon by hashtagging their way to success. According to a LinkedIn study, roughly 81% of small businesses are using social media platforms. 94% of those small businesses are using social media for marketing. The digital trend gives businesses advertising opportunities that seemed impossible just a few years ago. One local business decided to take its marketing strictly digital. The market is your neighborhood convenience store with a twist. Everything's organic. At the market, locals can grab a sandwich of the day and a cold-pressed juice on the go. Owner Glenn Rice decided to kick his business up a notch through social media, and customers have taken notice.
Social media is a big thing for the market. If it wasn't for social media, I don't think we would be as quote-unquote well-known as we are. It's our main way of advertising between Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Even on my personal Facebook page, I'll post because it reaches everyone, and it's free.
Rice has a daily ritual. He prepares one sandwich a day and posts it on the market's social media. Rice only makes about 35 sandwiches a day, and they fly off the shelves on a first-come, first-served basis. Within seconds, people are liking the recent post of the sandwich of the day and calling to reserve their own. The market's social media posts get an average of 80 likes from its 2,000 followers. Social media is now more than a way to connect. It's a tool that businesses are using to their advantage. Other businesses that utilize social media are food trucks. Visit baynews.tv to view an interactive map and a slideshow about these delicious Meals on Wheels.
According to a 2014 Pew survey, only about half of Americans over 65 have access to broadband. However, here in Miami, school is back in session for seniors. Liana Saldana brings us a story of golden agers working on their computer chops.
Miriam Carrera loves gardening, and she used to get all her information from books. But now, the internet is her primary source. She learned these new skills at her computer class at Victor Wild Park in Hialeah.
Me gusta el internet, busco sobre las orquídeas, cómo crecer las orquídeas, cómo cuidarlas.
At this center, seniors come to class and learn about Windows 8, PowerPoint, the internet, and even interact on social media, twice a week, all free of charge. For Leandra Izquierdo, this class is an opportunity to accomplish everyday tasks.
Ya soy ancianita y esto me ayuda mucho para desarrollarme en la computadora. Por ejemplo, desde que estoy aquí hago mis pagos, me han enseñado a hacer mis pagos.
We live in the digital age, but not everyone is up to speed. This is why programs like Elevate Miami exist to help senior citizens catch up with their modern-day technology and our methods of communication. Elevate Miami is a program made for seniors to learn the basics of computing and have access to the internet at local parks. One of the founders is Maria Martorelli, who also happens to teach computer classes at Antonio Maceo Park.
Computers are here to stay. They're not going to go away. So they need to get into it. And I really feel like they are eager to learn it. And I take it at their own pace.
Guadalupe Aragon was one of the first students to register when the class opened and considers this park her second home.
Cuando yo empecé un poco más y acababa con el pobre mouse, con el ratón, porque era que no sabía ni cogerlo.
Other students have mastered the art of emailing and are enjoying the benefits.
He aprendido la parte de los emails, me puedo comunicar con mis hijos que viven fuera del estado de Florida y me siento que cada día voy aprendiendo más.
For Bay News, I'm Liana Saldana.
Thank you, Liana. To learn more about how senior citizens are adapting to the cultural phenomenon of social media, check out our website, baynews.tv.
The digital revolution impacts our educational system, homes, and communities. However, bridging the divide is rapidly becoming a necessity as new technologies embed themselves into our lives.
But as we've seen, communities and leaders are taking action and creating new opportunities around technology throughout our region.
This is all we have for today on Bay News, Bridging the Digital Divide. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Arthur Spence.
And I'm Christina Cornell. Good night.